Hey, you guys. So this morning I got ready for church and I thought my outfit was really cute, but I needed something in my hair. And I'm not a girly girl. So I don't have a lot of hair accessories. And I wanted a blue ribbon to put in my hair, but I didn't have a blue ribbon. And I don't have any girl children, so I didn't have any blue ribbons to get from any of them either. And I thought, you know what I do have? A lot of yarn. So I bet I could find a tutorial or a pattern to crochet a headband. So I did. Found a pattern, or I found a tutorial. And I started at home, but I did most of it on the way to church. That's how fast it was. So here is the headband. You can see it pretty good. It is very cute. Now, it's not really made to be tied or keep anything back. At least this particular one is not. So it's just for pretty. But I thought I would do a tutorial for anybody else who might want to make this headband. And if you're like me, you have a ton of yarn. It doesn't take much yarn to make it. So you can make it in all kinds of different colors. So I thought I would just do a tutorial for you guys. And that way you guys can make it if you want one too. Okay, so I am using this orange coral color just because it's easy to see. Now this is a medium weight, and you would normally use a 5.5 millimeter hook, but I'm using a 5 just because it makes it a little bit smaller, which I prefer. So first you're going to do a slip knot. Now, I just do mine like this, but you can do yours any way you want to do it. And then you're going to chain 40. Okay, and now remember, this does not have to be, sorry, shook. It does not have to be perfect. That's something that I had to learn. None of this has to be perfect. And so don't try to be perfect. This is just for you to put in your hair. All right, so once you've got your 40 chains, you are going to hold this. Let me make sure it's in there. You're going to put your finger there just because you kind of want to hold your place there. And then you're going to chain 3 more. All right, hold on. And then you're going to do into that chain, you're going to do a double crochet. Let me get some more yarn. Hold on. And then you're going to do 2 more double crochets into that same chain. Just like that. All right, so that's how it should look. And then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to turn your work. And you don't want to chain into this first stitch right here. You're going to come over to this stitch right here. So you're going to make a double crochet into that stitch. Chain 1. Double crochet into the next stitch. Sorry. Chain 1. And then when you get over here, you can either, this counts as a double crochet. So you can either chain into the actual chain or just into the open space. I'm going to do it into the space. The tutorial that I watched, that's how she did it, and it is a lot easier that way. So you're going to double into that one. And then you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. So now that's your second row. So you're going to do the same thing again. You're not going to go into this one. You're going to go into this one. So you're going to double crochet into that one. Chain 1. Double crochet into the next one. Chain 1. And then double crochet either into the chain or into the open space. And then chain 3. You're going to turn your work again. Okay, so what you want to do, you actually can measure. I did not do that. I was on my way to church, like I said. Measure from ear to ear. So this part right here is going to land behind your ear. So if you want to just get a measuring tape and see how long that is, so you'll kind of know how many rows to do. But I am going to do 22 rows. That's how many I did on the other one. So go ahead and do the 22 rows, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I have my 22 rows, and I'm going to sit down because I'm standing up so I can make sure it looked good. So if it shakes a little bit, just know that's why, okay? Okay, so on your last 2 rows, you want it to kind of taper like this side did. So on row 23, you're just going to chain 2 instead of 3, so just 2. And then you're going to do everything else exactly the same, except you won't be putting a chain 1 in between each double crochet. So you'll still do a double crochet here, no chain, a double crochet here, no chain, and then a double crochet here, okay? And then you're going to chain 2 again, turn your work. Now this is a little bit more complicated, so hopefully I can explain it right while I'm doing it at the same time. All right, you're going to do a double crochet 3 together. All right, so we're going to still skip this one. We're going to go straight into this one. So you're going to go around like you're doing a double crochet, pull through, and then pull through. So you still have 2 on there. Go around, go into this one now. Pull through, so you have 4 loops on the hook. You're going to pull through 2, so you have 3 loops on the hook. Then you're going to come around again. You're going to pull through, and then come through 2. So now you have 4 loops on the hook. And you're going to grab your yarn and pull through all 4 loops. Okay? So I'm going to actually do that again just so you guys can see it. Anybody doesn't know exactly how to do that, that one's a little bit more complicated. And I may not have sounded, it may not have made sense when I was talking. All right, so you're going to go through this first. We're going to skip this one. We're going to go over to this one. Wrap around like you're going to do a double crochet. Go through the chain and then pull through. So you got 3 loops on the hook. Grab hold. Come through just 2 of those. So now you have 2 loops on the hook. Go around again. You're going to go into this chain. Grab your yarn. So you got 4. And you're going to pull through 2. So now you have 3. Okay. Then you're going to go around again. Pull through. So now you're going to have 5. Pull through 2. So now you have 4. Grab a yarn. Pull through all 4. Just like that. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. And now you're going to chain 40 just like you did in the beginning. And you're going to tie off. So I'm actually going to pause and come back. Okay, so I've chained 40. And so I am just going to pull this, snip it, and then we're going to tighten it up. So it should make like a little knot. And it's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like making a blanket. Because you're just going to be tying them together. So there you have your little headband Is that not the cutest? And this yarn is stretchy, so it stretches pretty good. And it was really fast. Okay, so all done. See that? I tried to tie it in there myself. It was getting my hair, so it's not too tight. But look how cute it turned out. It's a really pretty color too. So, and so fast. It didn't take any time hardly at all to do that. I mean, 10 minutes at most. Also, I just want to say that I'm sorry if it vibrated some. It's my first video using a holder. And I did send my family out of the room, but you might have heard them making noise. But that's okay. So, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye. So, I was making my video, putting it all together, and I forgot the most important part, which is to like and subscribe and comment, all those things.